guys, how you're doing? I hope you're doing well. It's been a while uploading some videos. Actually, I've been very busy with other stuffs, other businesses. I've been just traveling up and down, but finally I'm here coming up with some content just to help you level up in trading. So let's just jump right into it on what we got for today. So looking at the market, what we're going to talk about is the opportunities that we had last week and also what we can expect going forward this week. So let's start with DXY as usual. I always say I like to start with the DXY just to know the direction of the dollar so that I can correlate that with any pair that is trading with the dollar. So looking at this pair, my team and I, we've been analyzing this pair for a very long time in the DXY. Let's start right here. We had an uptrend, higher low, higher low, high, right? So this was the recent higher low, and as you can see, price created like a sort of head and shoulder pattern right here, and then finally took out this recent low, right? So this was an impulsive breakout. Mostly when we have a head and shoulder pattern, the market is likely to pull back to the previous neckline to retest, right? So mostly when this happens, left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder, and price breaks the neckline, mostly price comes back to the neckline to retest, then continue with the bearish trend. So this is what happened. We had this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, price took out this neckline impulsively, and then we had a correction back to the neckline, right? So this is what we had. This was a correction. So what we're looking out for was a final breakout from this bullish trend to resume the bearish trend, right? So this was something that we've been looking out for a very long time. So I'll go down on the 4H time frame just to see what happened last week. So last week, let me just put this right here to indicate the beginning of the week. This is what happened, right? So this was the bullish trend that I'm talking about. This yellow channel, we had price just creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, like that. Higher low, price created a double top right here after breaking this neckline, right? So price reversed by breaking out of this channel, right? So this is how the market started for DXY. So when the week started, we had this breakout already, and always I like to preach about the impulse and correction, impulse, correction, impulse. This is how the market moves, right? Whenever price makes an impulse, we are waiting for the correction phase to form before we can catch the entry going down. And also when the market is going up, we have the impulsive phase. We like to wait for the correction phase, and then we catch the next move to the upside. That is the impulsive phase. So this is what happened for DXY. We had the impulsive phase. We just had to wait for the correction so that we can enter the market. So I'm going to go down to the 1 hour time frame. This is exactly what happened, right? So this was the impulse. We had this correction and then a break to the downside. So right here, right after the break, we were supposed to enter right here, somewhere here, right? But we got in right here. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, this is what I saw, right? So I saw the closure right here, and we got in here, stop loss here. With a take profit at this level, let me go back to the daily time frame. Looking forward to take profit at these lows, right? But actually price just smashed through. So whenever I talk about the DXY, you know that I'm just going to take this trade on EURUSD, not on DXY, right? Because EURUSD and DXY, they move inversely. So when you see DXY dropping, it means EURUSD is going to go to the upside. So whatever I'm seeing here, I'm just going to apply the same thing on EURUSD, but on the opposite side, right? So let's go to EURUSD to see what actually happened there. This is EURUSD. It's just the inverse of the DXY. Let me just flip this, and you see this is how the DXY was looking like, right? So if I flip it back, this is the EURUSD. So right here, this is what I was talking about. We had the head and shoulder right here, the breakout, the impulse, and then the correction, right? So ours was just to identify the breakout and then trade this to the upside, right? So it's just simple like that. Impulse, waiting for the correction, and then impulse. So this was on the daily time frame. We're going to look at the same thing on the smaller time frame. So let's go to the 4H time frame, and this is where the week started. So when the week started, as we saw on DXY, we already had the breakout of this pattern, right? Breakout of this correction phase. We had the impulse. We were just waiting for the correction phase, and that's what happened. So this is the impulse, this is the correction, and then the impulse. That's the same thing we have here on the daily time frame: impulse, correction, and impulse. But this is just a smaller variation, right? So it's the same thing. So let's just take a look at how we got into this market. Going down on the 1 hour time frame, We had this impulsive move waiting for the correction phase to happen, and this is the correction phase. We saw a double bottom right here, and then right after the break of the neckline of the double bottom, this is the breakout. We just got in right here, stop loss here, and targeted the next resistance level, which was this level. So this was a nice trade. Actually, I remember a friend of mine sent me this trade. I was at the airport when he sent me this trade, and it was really looking nice. So I even got into this trade just looking at the setup, and it really moved massively. So this was the first trade on Euro USD. Right after the impulse, I just got out when the market got to this level. This was my take profit, and then I saw the market just coming to the downside, right? So I was already out of this trade. My second trade was this level, right? So I'm also going to break down this trade, which was really simple to take. On the 4-hour time frame, we had price breaking this resistance, right? This was a resistance, price broke above. So what I was looking for was a break and retest of the resistance. As you know, we have a resistance right here. A nice entry will just be waiting for the price to break out and then giving us a retest, identifying a pattern right here, and then we push to the upside. So that is what I saw on Euro USD. We had this resistance, we had price also breaking out, and this was my second entry. So on the 1-hour time frame, this was it. So I saw the breakout right here, and this was the correction, right? Same entry, impulse, correction, impulse, same impulse, correction, impulse. So mine was just to wait on the intraday time frames, wait for this bearish trend to shift bullish, then I get into this trade. Mind you, this was on Wednesday. This is when the CPI happened, right? So if you watch one of my videos where I talked about how to trade the fundamentals, right? I didn't even check the Forex factory. I didn't know there was an upcoming news, that is the CPI. What I knew was just looking at the technicals and waiting for price to break to the upside. This was just what I was looking for, right? I saw this nice impulse to the upside, nice correction. I was just waiting for the breakout of this pattern to the upside, right? So I was just here. I just placed the pending order right here, waiting for price to just break out. I think I went outside. When I came, price was already up. So I was like, what is happening? You know, why is the market just moving impulsively? Then I went to Forex factory. Then I realized that, oh, there was news. You know, CPI actually pushed the market to the upside. So in that YouTube video, when I talked about how to trade the Forex news, basically I didn't even know that there was news. As I said, the news just gives the market momentum. Technically, what I know is I'm expecting a bullish push to the upside, right? And then the news actually came in and gave the market momentum. So this is what I spoke about in that video. And as you can see, the market actually moved massively to the upside, right? So my take profit was somewhere here, just focusing on these highs, right? And that is where the market came. But actually, you can see that the market kept on pushing to the upside, right? So these were the two trades that I took for the week on Euro USD, which was really easy to take. You know, same entry, same style, same approach. So going forward on Euro USD, let's just go to the daily time frame. I'm gonna delete everything and then we'll look at it. So we had the market just breaking this resistance level or taking out the highest point, right? So we had higher high, higher low. Price has now taken out this high, right? And as you know, whenever we have an impulsive move, we would like to wait for the correction phase. So right now we are in the impulsive phase. A nice move would just be waiting for price to correct, and then we can start, you know, looking for buying opportunities. So this is on the daily time frame. On the intraday time frames, like the 1-hour time frame, maybe we can see price just pushing to the downside a bit, you know, because market is already high, right? So we will likely to see market maybe probably correcting, giving us a downtrend somewhere here. You know, this is just a downtrend on the intraday time frames. It doesn't mean the market is bearish, right? This is just the pullback phase, right? So probably we can wait for this correction phase and then we can start, you know, looking for buying opportunities once the intraday time frames shift from bearish to bullish, right? So this is what we'll be looking out for. The thing is, we don't know, or I personally don't know how far this pullback can come to, right? Or this bearish trend that I'm looking for can come to. Probably price can even pull back to these previous highs, you know, like that, and then push to the upside. We can even pull back here before going up. I don't know how far this pullback can come to, but what I know is I'm not looking for buying opportunities at this high because price is already high. I'll probably wait for a nice correction to give me a reason to get into the market, right? Because as you know, when you are buying, you don't want to buy high, you want to buy low, right? So this is what I'll be looking for on Euro USD going forward this week. So let's take a look at gold as well. This is on the daily time frame. On gold, we had lower low right here, we had a lower high, price took out this low to create a new lower low, lower high, and then a lower low, right? And then price just broke this previous high, giving us a change of trend from bearish to bullish, right? But looking at this, before I got into the market, I could see this was a left shoulder, this a head, and then a right shoulder. So this was just my neckline. So let me go down on the 4-hour time frame. You see this clearly. So this is what I was looking at. I saw this left shoulder right here, this one. I saw the head and then right shoulder, right? So let me just activate this. So when the market opened for the week, I just wanted a break of this previous high, right? That is why I still have my arrow right here. I was just waiting for the break and retest of this resistance level. So that is what I was looking for, and that is exactly what happened, right? So going forward, I think on Wednesday I'll go down on the 1-hour time frame. This is when the price broke out of this resistance level. So we had a breakout of this resistance level. I was just waiting for a break. As you can see, this arrow, a break, retest at this level, and then a push to the upside. And I saw a nice break right here and then a retest, right? So this is exactly where I got into the market. And this was also the CPI period when the market gave us an impulsive move to the upside, right? So I had every reason to get into this trade, because exactly this is what I was looking for, you know, break and retest of the neckline of the head and shoulder. And also understanding the market structure, you can tell that once we break out of this neckline, price is already bullish. So we had a break, higher high, higher low, a new higher high, a higher low. Mine is to identify an entry point when this breaks out for me to get in, right? And that's exactly what happened. And then we had this massive move to the upside, right? So same as I spoke about, the news actually gives the market momentum to operate, right? So going forward, let's go to daily time frame. We are already bullish, right? Because price has shifted from bearish to bullish. This was our previous higher low. Now price has broken that, so we are up. So what we will be looking for is a pullback, right? Whenever we have a higher high, we would like to see a higher low, then we get an entry at the end of the higher low, and then we create a new higher high. So that is what I'll be looking for, because price is already up. You know, last week we had impulsive moves on the dollar, right? So this week we would like to see pullbacks so that we can actually get an entry to the upside. So this is what I'll be looking for this week. So we already have price just consolidating here. I don't know how far this correction will come to before going to the upside, but what I know is I'm waiting for a nice correction phase and probably start looking for buying opportunities, if possibly to the next resistance level. So the last pair that I'm going to talk about is USDCHF, and these are the pairs that I analyzed with my team, right? So on the weekly time frame, we were actually bullish right here. As you can see, we were bullish. Price was just creating higher highs, higher low. This was a higher high, higher low. Price took out this high, created a new higher high, higher low, and then price created like a double top, right? And right after the double top, we had this break of the neckline, which indicated a change of trend, right? So this was an uptrend right here. The market structure changed. We were bearish now, so this was an impulsive move. We had a lower high right here. We had a new lower low, and this was the pullback phase, right? So looking at the pullback phase, let me just circle this, right? So this was the pullback phase on the weekly time frame. And as you know, whenever we have an impulse, we have a correction. The correction is always the pullback phase, right? So we have the impulse, we have the correction. What we can expect is impulse to the downside, since it's still a downtrend, right? So on the daily time frame, let's see what happened, right? So this was the pullback phase on the daily time frame, right? So we just had to identify the end of this pullback phase to start the impulsive phase to the downside, right? So if you look inside the structure, we had price just giving us, this was a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This was a new higher high. Price pulled back to this previous low, right? Pushed to the upside and failed to break this previous high, right? So if you look carefully, you can see a head and shoulder pattern. I don't know if you can see, but I can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This was the neckline, right? So right after breaking this low, we had a change of character on the pullback phase, right? So this told me that the pullback phase is over. We are now resuming the impulsive phase, right? So if you look carefully, you can also see that this was the impulsive phase right after the breakout of the pullback phase. We had the impulse, we had our next correction, and as you can see, this was a massive drop. I was really not expecting this drop, but it was really massive. What I was expecting was, I had my structure right here, my next support level. I was actually expecting maybe a break to the downside somewhere here, but as I always say, support and resistance is just an area where we have to look out for price action, right? It doesn't mean when price gets into the support you have to close your trade. No, price can actually smash through. It depends on how price is getting to that support area, or how price is, reacting there. As you can see, price actually smashed massively through the support, right? So going forward, this is an impulsive phase as well. You cannot start looking for selling opportunities right here. No, it's gonna be a bad trade, right? So what you have to do is to wait for the market to correct, possibly give us a correction right here, and then we can also start looking for selling opportunities since we are still bearish. So coming to the DXY, I just want to see the direction of the dollar so that we can correlate that with pairs that are trading with the dollar. So as you can see, we're actually trading bearish. It's a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So this was the recent low that the price actually broke, right? So going forward, what we can expect is a correction, probably a pullback, and then a continuation to the downside, right? This is what we can actually expect for the dollar because it's already down, and we can expect more downside going forward this week. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something valuable. I'm back on YouTube, fully back, to give you content that can help you to level up in trading. So stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead.